Okay, so there's the old Firebird subframe. And here's the old Mustang motor with the automatic. And here's the Volvo empty engine bay. First thing we're going to do is remove the two stock Volvo motor mounts. They're aluminum, they're junk, throw them out. Then we're going to take the motor and the transmission. We're going to take the shifter off because it's a giant monstrosity. We're going to take that off just to get it in there. We're going to put it in, and then we're going to see what we have to build. What I'm thinking is that we're going to weld a piece of angle to the frame here, just a smaller piece, maybe 4 inches long, and then have some 1/4-inch plate come off and then down in an L shape, and have the motor mount sit right on that, and then I can just weld them in. But, so first things first, let's take those motor mounts off, and then we'll slide that motor in and see how she looks. So what I'm thinking is a piece of steel like that I just tack weld at the bottom that comes up to about there and then 90s in just like that. So what happens is I'll find some flat plate and I'll bend what I want out of it, and then once that's all done, just weld a piece of angle to the frame. But the motor's in there, transmission's hung up with the ratchet strap. So first test fit really didn't go that bad. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to cut a bit of the transmission tunnel out up there to clear the bell housing because it is very tight. There's only maybe about a 3/4 inch clearance, and I would like the minimum have like an inch and a half would be like inch and a half would be really nice. But I'd also like to lift up the motor a bit as well on those engine plates just to make it a little bit of clearance because there's only about an inch between the oil pan and the cross member. Like I said, I'd like to be 1.5 inches. So if I can raise that up an inch, that'll take that down to about 1/4 inch. So if I cut about an 1.5 inches out, that'll put me up to what I'm after. So the motor I would like to come up. Again, even inside this car, it is very busy on the driver's side of the vehicle. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with the throttle cable because the other one did not survive the Firebird. But I'll probably just MacGyver or Cavalier one into this. But she sits pretty far back in there, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, so it's in there. It's just sitting there right now. Nothing too spectacular, but it's just about all the time I have for today. But I'm getting a rough idea of what I need to do to make this engine fit in here. I wanted to do this car last year, and I just didn't get the opportunity to, so I'm going to build it for this year. See where I can take it. Hopefully Thrill Show changes their rules and lets me run the Volvo that's a 4-cylinder with a 109 wheelbase in their class of Mini. Because this thing will get destroyed in big car. If I was going to run big car, I'd put a V6 inside this thing, that's for sure. But anyway, it's in there. Just have to build some motor mounts, get fuel lines ran, electrical ran, MSD box mounted, transmission mount made, rad put in, blah, 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 blah. Too much to do today, so it's in there.